SOS Limited stock news. What news is that? Old, fresh, or what is it? What sort of news are we talking about? Okay, the only news we have here is as at the 12th of April 2021. It says SOS signs non-binding letter of intent to acquire majority interest in US power plants. This is, the news is not. You must have seen that there was this sort of cases, or rather lawsuits against the SOS for probably defrauding investors and other stuff. None of that is currently on the fore at the moment. And on this platform, Charles Schwab, we haven't even really seen much of those news concerning those lawsuits, and as it were. So, but in any case, it says you definitely must have seen this. It says SOS Limited, subsidiary SOS Information Technology New York, has signed a non-binding letter of intent to acquire the majority of the equity interest of 3 US plants for the company's planned crypto mining operations in North America. The company said it intends to acquire more than 51% of the membership interest of Sherman Development LLC, Niagara Development LLC, and Park Falls Management LLC, which respectively own a recycling power plant in Maine, a hydropower plant in Wisconsin, and a natural gas power plant in Wisconsin. Financial terms were not disclosed. SOS also said that when it completes a feasibility study and earnings analysis and receives board approval, it intends to build a US digital mining site. Shares of SOS are up. Okay, but in any case, though, I have to still urge you to still hold that lawsuit against them for disclosing false information to the public and all that stuff. I'll still urge you to be serious about that. So this is another piece. This is as far back as what would this be? Probably the 5th of April or thereabout, one of those days. This is a piece on Benzinga. It says, in any case though, it's a Reddit crowd reigniting momentum. A post on Reddit thread on Tuesday that was way back last week. I can't remember the date what that was, which has since then been deleted, called upon Reddit traders to buy the stock of Reddit to initiate a short squeeze over the next 5 days. So, but the important thing about this piece is that delving into the fundamentals, the post said SOS will be installing its third batch of mining rigs by April the 14th. Today's April the 14th. We just coincidentally bumped into this. The Redditor called upon fellow retail traders to accumulate shares before the PR result next week, which is this week. The post claimed that the mass buying is coordinated for Wednesday. So in any case, though, we're just scouring around to find to see if there's any news. The short squeeze is definitely I don't know if it's on anything like that, but in any case, though, this is the extended hours of the session of the 13th/14th of April 2021. So SOS is slightly up 1.88% currently. It's not really moving that much. I guess a lot of the market participants are asleep at the moment. They have put in their work and are currently asleep. So momentum is very strong, sustained over there. MACD above the signal line. The stock is very much bullish, trading above all of its short and intermediate trend lines, including the volume weighted average price. So we'll see how it pans out during this session of the 14th of April 2021. So if we have to return and see what's going on, it says here, based on this, you can see this is a daily model. It's currently trading below the short and intermediate trend lines, and I think based on this model, it is saying that SOS appears to be consolidating within a longer term uptrend. I believe so. Yes, this is the longer term uptrend. This one, that's the 200-day trend line. Okay, so it's just consolidating within that trend line based on the annual picture. The and I'll picture that all the way back to 1 year. So the average directional index is below 20, indicating that shares have traded sideways. However, the 200-day trend line is still up, still bullishly, still sloping bullishly upwards. But the stock is lagging the S&P 500. Momentum is strongly bearish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is falling as investors sell shares and drive the price lower. Okay, it's falling indeed. Yes, you can see that it is indeed falling. Yes, and the unbalanced volume indicator says that longer term accumulation has given way to near term selling pressure by traders, and the volume for that session, the 13th of April 2021, was heavier than usual, trading 61.829 million shares versus an average of 19.240 shares per day during that session. And a significant amount of those, that 69 million, significant amount of that 61 million, I bet you, I don't have the figures, but it's a good chance that a good chunk of that were sold short, or as a result of such short transactions. So this is what we're looking at right now. We're looking at the live session. It's not that active, but this is what is going on with SOS. It's just slightly up 9 cents at $4.80.89, a 1.88% extension. We don't exactly know whether what's going to happen in this session. We're just bringing it to you as early as we can to update you concerning SOS Limited. And as usual as well, we tried to see if we can find any news. We didn't really find any fresh news as such. So this is all of that. The news about all those lawsuits are still there. This is SOS Securities class action against Berman National Triathlonist notifies SOS investors of filing of security class lawsuit and all that stuff. So this is about the freshest. I haven't. I must apologize that I haven't opened this. So what is this? What is it saying here? Anything about SOS? Nothing really. It's not the same SOS we're talking about. Not the same one. So I still pretty much still not. I mean, I can still go on and say that there isn't any fresh news as such concerning SOS. We can see a lot of them are still talking about the lawsuits and all that stuff. So, but in any case, though, today's the day they said they will be installing more rigs. Today, I believe, yes. I think there's also another date of 22nd. Yeah. Yes, this is, yes, that's it. Delving in, the post said SOS will be installing its third batch of mining rigs by April the 14th. That's today. So I'm trying to see. I saw a 22nd there, 22nd of April. We don't exactly know what that's referring to. Okay, let's return. So, okay, this piece was written on the 7th of April. So it says here, related link, SOS shares are trading lower. Okay, register now for the live premiere on. Okay, so we can't really see anything really fresh concerning SOS apart from the freshest. I think will be that signing, as it were, but the short sellers, or rather the people who have been doing research, doing due diligence, are trying to say that SOS is a dodgy company, but a lot of market participants are not bothered, are not fazed about all of that. So nothing's going on right now with SOS. It's just has extended and stopped there. Nothing's moving. The volumes are not really changing, but we'll continue to observe and see whether this volume is going to will change. It's currently at 32,348. We'll see. We'll see. That will help us indicate whether there's any activity or not. Indeed, it is. The market is open. The extended market is open. The extended hours trading is open for SOS. That is, if you have access to it, if you can access it, if you're able to get in there and do things. But right now we're not seeing any change. The volume is still there. I mean, this is expected. This is the extended hours in the US, and it's other market participants all around the world indeed do have access to this part of the session, but we're not seeing anything yet concerning it. No gains, no retracements. It's just there. I mean, this is it happens like this at times. In the coming hours, we expect it to begin to be a lot more active. So we're several hours away from the pre-market session. The pre-market session in the US opens by 6 a.m. Eastern US time. Currently we are 2:46 a.m. So we are 3 hours and 50 minutes or 40 minutes away from that. So that's still a very long time. So nothing has really changed so far. So let's see if we can have a look at the daily chart, at the daily models, or rather the 5-minute model, and see what's going on there. This is the 5-minute model. Okay, based on the 5-minute model, it is trading below the long-term trend line, and it's also moving sideways. It's just no direction down. I mean, just sideways, no vertical. Okay, well, the stock itself is bullish, as of now, or as at where it's stopped, but also getting some resistance from that volume weighted average price. So let's look at something else like the 30 minutes. 30 minutes, it's getting some resistance from, it's also looking up as well, but getting some resistance from the same volume weighted average price and the 20-day trend line. Let's look at the daily model. The daily model, we have already seen that already before. You can see in this daily model, it's trading below all of its short and intermediate trend lines apart from the longer term trend line. So okay, we can see the what we're looking at now is the daily model. Okay, so I think it's saying 60.79 million, so which is pretty much what we saw earlier on as well, where we validated at the beginning of the session. It was around 61 million. So, but the 1 minute model is still pointing at 32,348. So nothing is going on yet. I mean, I wouldn't really expect much to be going on. It's still very, very much early hours in the US at the moment, and indeed, even though it is, it's also very early morning for a lot of other participants elsewhere. So nothing is really going on. We'll do our best to continue to update you with SOS, and we'll try and cover the session live. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much.